Hello and welcome to today's video. It's been a while since I've actually stood up and done one of these, and that's largely because everything that I sort of kind of had planned for the channel has not happened. As you may be aware, we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and that means that we're spending a lot of time at home and we're not going out and going to the theatre and doing things, and that's fine because that's what we have to do to protect each other and our loved ones, and it's the responsible thing to do. However, I found that it's very boring. I'm not the best person at entertaining myself, so it seems, and I've been doing little things here and there to try and stay creative and things here and there to keep myself entertained. So I've been doing a lot of gaming, I've been watching a lot of theatre, and I've been doing a lot of other things, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I do think that we're really lucky to live in this modern era where entertainment and things such as a theatre, which are very stereotypically done as a live event that you go to, can be done online and via, YouTube and other platforms, and we are lucky to have that. I know I, like a lot of you, have been turning to those platforms for entertainment, and it's great to see that the theatre world has been able to put their productions out there for us to enjoy, so that's been a lot of fun. It's also been really interesting to see ways that people have come together and created new shows and skits and ways of entertaining via online streams. I'm not going to go over everything in this video and say, this is something you can do and this is something you can do. I'm sure that you all know things like the National Theatre are showing a production every Thursday night. I was going to say Friday, it's not, it's Thursday. The National Theatre is showing a production every Thursday night, and Andrew Lloyd Webber is doing the same, I believe, on a Friday evening with one of his shows each week going out live on YouTube on Friday nights and being accessible for a week, which is a fantastic way of being able to still see theatre without having to leave your house. I've been watching other performers who've been doing Instagram live streams, Facebook live streams. There's been drag queens that I've been watching perform, and all of that is stuff that, actually you probably wouldn't get to see in a normal real world environment because they're stage shows and they're stage entertainers. And we wouldn't get to see them unless we went out, and we did go and see them in person. So it's really cool to see everybody looking at new alternative ways. As you may have seen from the last video I posted on my channel, one thing I've been doing are quizzes. And I've been quizzing because really I just did one for work and I quite enjoyed it, and then I did it live. So I did it on Facebook Live for some friends and people seem to enjoy it. So we've done 3 of them now and I'm finding it really entertaining. Just going away, finding the questions, educating myself a little bit, learning some new things and all of that, and then putting it out there and getting to spend an hour and a half with friends and family who had taken part in the quiz, spending time together that we may not usually get to. There's a lot of, negatives to the not being able to go out, and, I do have a lot of negative feelings about, being in the same place all the time. Don't get me wrong, I love our flat, I think it's beautiful, and I feel really happy here. But at this time, with everything going on, I miss my friends and I miss my family, and everything that I've been looking forward to doing has been cancelled. I was going to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this year. That's been cancelled. A trip that I had to go see my cousins and auntie and uncle in Gloucester, that got cancelled. Anything that I've really been looking forward to is no longer going ahead. And it's hard to stay positive when you have everything like that lined up. One thing I was really wanting to do for the channel was do a review of Waitress, which I was hoping to see with Sarah Bareilles. And the Waitress saga, well, first Sarah Bareilles announced that she wouldn't be in it the week that we were going to be going. She was going to head back to the States before any travel bans maybe came into place. And then the week following that, it actually got cancelled completely. Not just the show, it isn't even that it's been postponed the weeks we were going. They're actually just not going to reopen when the coronavirus crisis is over. So that's sad, because I was really looking forward to it. But I'm probably just going to go see it on tour next year with my mum anyway, so that'll be equally as enjoyable. If you're like me and you're a fan of music, then there's been so many different options available to you for music. From a musical theatre standpoint, you know, there was a concert on Friday where it was a 12-hour long show on YouTube with artists coming together and doing musical theatre performances. Some improvised theatre, some plays. You know, it was really, really good, and it was to raise money for charities, which I think is really cool that everyone is coming together and raising money for charity during this period. That was fantastic. We also had, what was it called? So the one thing I'm really liking about having this new camera, I have a new camera by the way. I'm hoping that the quality is much better, and it was worth the money, but I like it. I like it because I have something that I can see myself as I record, and not from a vanity standpoint, just to make sure that I'm in the shot. And I've also got my phone, so I can refer to for notes. Isn't that fantastic? Before I just had to sort of memorize everything, or have it wrote down on a notepad, and if something came to me, it was like, bollocks, I can't really research that. But this is good. This morning I watched the Take Me to the World concert, which was a bunch of musical theatre icons coming together and recording a single song that was by Stephen Sondheim, and it was for his 90th birthday. And again, that's available for free on YouTube, and it's seeing people perform in their homes, and it was really, really good. My hair is so long. You know, if I do another video this week or next week, I'm probably just going to have disappeared and become Cousin It entirely. It's so thick. And I tried to buy some hair clippers to maybe try and do something with it, but they were all sold out or ridiculously expensive. And I was like, no, not for something I only plan to use once or twice during this whole pandemic, depending on how long it goes on. Another thing that I'm a really big fan of, and I haven't spoke about on this channel yet as far as I'm aware, and also has been cancelled, and I'm very upset about it, but is the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, the Eurovision Song Contest is one of those things that I think people either love or hate, and for me, I've kind of gone from thinking it's absolutely cheesy pop music, load of crap, to absolutely loving it. So, I absolutely love the Eurovision Song Contest, and I'm going to be honest, they are doing a lot. Like, the people who run the contest are doing a lot. They have Eurovision Again, which is where a Eurovision show is picked up randomly and broadcast live on YouTube every Friday night again, I think that is, or maybe Saturday. Double check that. But they've also been doing Eurovision at Home concerts every single Friday at around about 2 PM British time. And what it is they just get a selection of Eurovision contestants from past years and who were supposed to perform this year, who perform their song and a cover song of a song from a previous Eurovision Song Contest. And I just think that's really cool. Like, it's a great way to get to know the artists who are performing this year, as well as catching up with artists who performed in other years. I think being British, the Eurovision Song Contest has a bit of a stigma attached to it, and we just think that it's a contest that we never win because Europe don't like the UK. And I don't necessarily think that's true. I don't think that we necessarily take the contest as seriously as other countries do. Other countries send the best of the best. They send stars, they send their most famous singers. And not to say that we don't send talented people, we do. For example, like Lucy Jones is a fantastic singer, I absolutely love her. Suri was absolutely fantastic, and actually, speaking of Suri, she did do an hour-long concert, which is still available on YouTube, of just Eurovision covers and a few of her songs, and it was fantastic. And I've watched it several times since because I just find it quite nice to have on in the background. Also, she's really talented and reimagines the song in her own way. So Eurovision fans, check that out. But also on top of that, I have just been watching the Eurovision Song Contest from... So I started watching the Eurovision Song Contest in 2011, I believe. So I've watched 2011 up to 2015, though I think we skipped a year. I think we skipped the year that Austria hosted and Sweden won, so I'll have to go back and watch that sometime soon. Might have some plans for tonight. But yeah, it's for me, it's something that I like to revisit and watch and remind myself of all of the songs that I may have forgot about. Every year there's some songs that I will find and put them on my playlist, but there are certain songs that, you know, just kind of get forgotten about, but then I'll hear them and I'll start singing them as if no time has passed, like songs I've heard a million times. And I like that. I like going back and reminding myself of, you know, what's been going on in the world of Eurovision over the past 10 years or so. I think that the Eurovision Song Contest does deserve a little bit more credit than it gets, and there's some fantastic songs that come out of it. So yeah, I've been doing that. I've not been listening to all of the voting and all of this, like, points, because that takes way too long. I watch the performances from the final, though the semi-finals do have some fantastic songs in them, and you should listen to them if you get the chance. And then we also have the interval act, depending on which year hosted it. If Sweden are hosting, you have to watch the interval act. Sweden hosted twice in like a very short period of time, which means that we got some fantastic halftime shows, and we also got Petra Mede. And if you don't know who Petra Mede is, she was the host of the Eurovision Song Contest, both times it was in Sweden, and she is fabulous. And I highly recommend that she hosts all Eurovision Song Contests, regardless of whether they're in Sweden or not, moving forward. I just think that she should do that. I know that there's traditions around it, but I think, you know, maybe we need to mix it up and just give the job to Petra Mede, Eurovision Song Contest host. I was planning on doing like a whole week's worth of videos about the Eurovision Song Contest, like not every single day. No. But I was planning on doing a review of the both semi-finals and then doing a review of the final. That, of course, now is not going to happen. So there's not going to be a semi-final, there's not going to be a grand final, but there is going to be a replacement show, and it's going to be artists from this year performing their songs and some other Eurovision legends coming back. I think that's what's going to happen, and I'll review that. I'll be watching that. It's not airing in the UK on TV. It's going to be on BBC iPlayer or something like that, because the BBC are doing their own show on the same night. But no, I will watch the official Eurovision show and then go back and watch the BBC's replacement. So yeah, it's not quite the same this year, but what is the same? On top of that, I've just been doing a little bit of gaming, really. I should read more, but I don't know. Like, I find that I need to be in a really, like, in a place to read. I really need to be in a certain frame of mind, and I've, for multiple reasons, not been in that frame of mind, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's not been the right sort of situation for me to sit down and read a book. And sometimes it's just a case of, you know, giving yourself a kick up the backside and say, Matthew, pick up that book, but I've just not been able to do that. So I've been doing lots of gaming, I've been doing lots of walking, so I've been walking the dog longer than I usually do because, well, it's the only time that I leave the house. And what I realised is that I was putting on a little bit of weight, and I was becoming a bit self-conscious about it. And it's because I used to walk to work, which would be an hour walk every single day. I wouldn't necessarily walk back, but I'd walk there. So I'd only been walking the dog for about half an hour, so I decided to up that so that we got a little bit more time, and I do feel like I'm starting to slim down a bit. So that's good, because I am still eating a lot of chocolate. And cheesecake. Oh god, cheesecake at the moment. Oh, can't get enough cheesecake. It's the little things, you know? I just feel like at this moment in time, people shouldn't be so hard on themselves if they're, you know, maybe unhappy with their bodies and stuff like that, because this isn't a normal time for everyone, and we have different pressures on us, and people respond differently, and you should be looking after yourself. And if looking after yourself means a little treat once in a while, then I'm here to say that that is okay, and you should not feel any shame in the treats that you have in your cupboard. In fact, I actively advise everybody to go out and get some treats, because they make me feel better, and I'm sure they'll make you feel better too. I'm just waffling on, guys, if I'm being honest. I just wanted to make a video because I haven't done one like this in a while. Because when this lockdown started, I sort of had a little notepad that was like, I'll do a video on this, and I'll do a video on this, and I'll do a video on this, and then everything got cancelled. So, here we are. But thank you for watching if you've got this far, and I hope that you've maybe, you know, found at least one or two things that you've maybe not done yet to fill in your time. I'm assuming that a lot of people who are watching this may not have gone back and watched every Eurovision for the last 10 years, and you know, maybe you want to consider that. I'm guessing you probably don't, but you know, it's there, it's an option, they're all on YouTube. I'm hoping to be back again a little bit later this week. I have a week off, so I may just find that I've got lots to say. I'll be looking for maybe some more original things to do, maybe around musical theatre, because I quite enjoyed those videos. I don't know if anybody else did, but I did. So I'm going to, you know, make a couple more videos. And I have my camera now. That's another thing I've been putting off, as I just want to have a good, clear image. Hopefully this is. We will see when we edit. I'm feeling positive. But as I said, thank you so much for watching and listening to me witter on. If you are following me or we're friends on any form of social media and you want to reach out just for a chit chat or a chinwag or just a catch up, because, you know, I think it's more important now more than ever to communicate with one another. Please feel free to get in touch with me. But also, if you're new here and this is the first video you've seen of mine, don't forget to leave me a little like, just to let me know you enjoyed the content, and to subscribe to stay up to date with everything that's going on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Please continue to take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.